at Harvard, being a firm based out of Florida. He's also an adjunct professor at Fordham School. A round of applause for Mr. Johnson, please.
Wow, to see the event actually happen. I remember that call from Paul Grant and Camille, and within about a minute I said, this is a great idea. Let's hold an event at Fordham, and that was 2 years ago. Because I'd like to remind people that don't spend much time at universities, we're a business school, not a business. And so the pace that you see in business, you don't see in business schools, and it's a very slow pace. And I have to compliment both Paul and Camille on their patience and perseverance in keeping this alive. This is a great event. I'm hoping this is the beginning of many events like this on this theme, family office. I was thinking about making kind of the comments today, and I'm reminded of my own relationship on Wall Street related to family offices. I started in the business 40 years ago when I was 12, and I look young. They're shocked when it was 40 years. And at the time, a family office really had kind of two options when it came to investments. One is a registered investment advisor of some kind, or a wealth management division of a large bank. You think of JP Morgan or so, and the emphasis was clearly on capital preservation and returns if they happened to get them by accident. And then over time, we went into the hedge funds were really cool, and so we invented this short-lived, thank God, institution called the Fund of Funds, which added fees on top of fees. But because the family offices really couldn't get access to the hedge funds, this intermediary showed up and said, well, I can get you access to some of these great funds. And then the family offices woke up one day and said, wait, why don't we just call them directly? So then we had that little flurry, and then the alternatives, private equity with low rates has outperformed, and so they were chasing that. But to see the family offices in the last 10 or 15 years really evolve to be a standalone institution of their own might, where they're making direct investments from alternatives to real estate to traditional bonds and equities. It's just amazing to me. And so I thought that for a long time, and as I think about students, particularly at Fordham, where they're going to get their jobs, they take courses in finance and they take courses in venture capital, private equity, where they're going to go. There's this new institution called the family office, and I agree with Kamal. There's no cookie cutter, they're all different, but we're not training the students to even know that this exists, let alone what the skill set is. So I was very receptive. So when Paul and got me on the phone, that's what they triggered, is we should have a whole emphasis at Fordham Business School with undergrad and grad related to family offices, because they do think that this is going to be an institution that lasts now for the next 20, 30, 50 years. And students coming out need to be trained to do that. And they don't have the training now to go work for Camille. If you came in, they have certain training in certain areas that's appealing, but they don't understand the institution. They don't know how to handle the interview. They don't know the right questions to ask. And as Camille said, everyone's a little different. You need to talk about that. And as a consequence, I think we're not doing a full service to the student. So I have been as supportive as I possibly could be. I'm an adjunct professor, not a full-time professor at Fordham, and to see this event live is fantastic. So I thank everybody for coming. I think I know you're going to be exposed to a treat. This is the real deal. As Kamal said, don't be afraid to ask questions, because each one's going to give you a little nuance. But I made the commitment to Paul and Camille that this is the first of many of these events, so look for more in the future. Please, and during the networking, please talk to the students. Those of you that are beyond students, the students really appreciate it, and any advice and guidance you can give them is really greatly appreciated. So, all right, thank you. On with the show, and thank you for coming.